Once again, I feel very happy to connected with this Hindustan institution. Uh, I just thank the management, the principal, Dr. A. Ponnasamy sir, convener, Dr. S. Anuradha madam, and the organizing committee, Mrs. D. Nitya, and her team, and everybody, participants. So, who look forward to this session. I feel very happy to present this research impact matrix citation analysis for you all. And also the importance of the citation, not only the part of the metrics. I just want to show you how to calculate the citation metrics, how important it is for our research, everything. So practically, so let us start the session with a positive note. So I'll present the slide now.
Ma'am, your screen is visible, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'll present the screen. Any audio or visual problem, anyone can intimate to me. So I'll
Sure,
start.
ma'am.
Okay. So research impact matrices, citation analysis. So as already an introduction has been gone. So I'm Dr. S. Manju, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology from PhD College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. And I have a research experience of more than 13 to 14 years. So right from 2005, I started my research. So my research area is machine learning, and from the artificial intelligence, a part of it. So I started working on the reinforcement learning. So I'm not going into the technical part, and I just want to share how much important is the citation needed for a scholar, or in the author criteria, or an article, or for a journal. What importance we have, that is the impact actually. So how to calculate it, or it is not an assumption actually, it is an analysis, it is an accurate analysis. So just like that, we can't get a citation for our article. In turn, the article citation is being benefited by the author as well, the journal also. So it is being tied up together. Even it is benefited to the author as well the journal also. Then only the journal can withstand into the group of SCI or Scopus, or even just a minimal indexing of Google Scholar. So we just qualify it based on the article or an author or an institution, whatever it is. So we give importance based on the citation analysis. So it just tells whether our work, our research is useful to the society or not. So how many has been used our work, or how many has got benefited out of our research? So there is nothing. We are not going to show our proposed work or our implementation openly to everybody. But is our novelty or our innovation, our research is really going to be a useful one to the society? So that is very important. So that analysis is done here with the help of citation analysis tools. So it is not restricted to these three. We have many tools, but as per the category, we go with the Web of Science. The first, it stands at the first, but sometimes we feel it is biased to the language. And also, if you want to download certain article, it is not that easy for this from this Web of Science. Whereas it is Scopus and Google Scholar is somewhat feasible and works good with the author. So Web of Science has got SCI, journals, social science based indexing, and arts and science, humanities, everything has been grouped into Web of Science. In case of Scopus, has health science, physical, social, and life sciences. But Google Scholar is open to all discipline. It is multidisciplinary. So we just give citations. I'll show you how it has been cited, how you can improve your citation. So if you don't have citation, what it means. So how higher citation index, what it means. So being publishing more journals, but not getting any citation, that should be noted. That should be noted. Why we are not getting citation. So are we doing it really a worthful research? So that has to be noted. That is the main thing. And so starting from the, it's not like a huge history I wanted to share. So actually this citation index is found by Dr. Eugene Garfield. So since 1955, he had a thought and he started talking about this citation analysis. So slowly since 1963, it started with the SCI online print, Web of Science, web interface, and content enhanced with the social sciences, art and humanity citation indexes, and primary basic development of this citation index with information sharing as well retrieval. So both is done through electronic tools. Wherein before it was not that easy. So we didn't get any material at all. So right from this stage, so authors are ready to share our work to the other authors, and in turn we also get gain from the other authors. If not, even it is not that easy to do research. So if we are not ready to share, even we won't get any article from the net. So it is not like a hiding things. So which implementation side we are going to hide, but we are going to represent our work. We are going to introduce our novelty to the society. So from the Institute of Scientific Information, ISI, so the group of ISI databases, we go with the Science Citation Index, that is we call it as SCI. So social science citation index is grouped separately in that ISI databases. These are all nothing but databases. So we should check where our paper has got indexed. Indexing, we used to say, SCI indexed, Scopus indexed. These are all databases. So for a minimal indexing, we should have at least that particular journal should have indexing at least in Google Scholar. Maybe UGC CARE list 1, 2 or anything it can be. Sometimes that UGC CARE is available in, will be in the UGC CARE, but if it is not available in Google Scholar even, it is waste of our time, because other authors found it very difficult to download our article and use it as a citation. So our motive should be like that. And one more platform is also very useful. I will show you after the introducing all these databases. I will show you where and all you can improve your citation. So in social science citation index, we have separate arts and humanity. So always we go for multidisciplinary. If we doesn't know the category properly, we mix it up. Even this mathematics and computer science, as it is allied subjects, it goes along with the mathematics. So definitely it is working along with the mathematics side. So we will have multidiscipline, not only mathematics, computer science, maths will go with medical field also. So wherever we find calculations and the storage purpose of that, when we talk about the data, digital data, from the medical side, all that comes under the multidisciplinary. So with Web of Knowledge, we go with ISI, Dynamic Integrated Web-Based Environment. And with this Web of Science, we can access at a more or nearly 3,200. It is not restricted. Maybe till this time, 2020-21, the journal number has got increased. I'm just saying approximate number. So social sciences have total 1,400, and art and humanities comparatively will be less with this. So every week the updation will go for Web of Science, and it is in the archived directory repository also. And multidisciplinary, a total of 8,500 are odd research journals we have. So we can use the navigation procedures, can use the search, simple search with the author, and you can go with the search of the particular journal. So the importance of the citation, it means that we are into the research. So how to know we are into the research? So we have got PhD or anything, etc., or an experience of 2 years or 3 years. That is not a matter. Is our work really going to be a benefit for the society and the other research groups? Is it really an beneficial work or not? It is being calculated with the citations. So in other terms, we can call it as an attention. So we feel rewarded. So when we get even single citation or two citation, so we can get citation from any area or any mode, or from through which country we got our into the same domain from the same institution or whatever. So getting single citation is not that easy. So it just gives us boost to continue our research work. It really gives an attention to our work. We feel that people are noticing our work. So simply going on with, we feel like it's a novelty to ourselves, that is not a matter. So we should get feedback from the society. We should get feedback from the researchers. So then it is going to be a real motivation for our future research. So as I discussed already, so three databases which are very important is Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar. So I'll show you how to check the H index and other. I'll say first what is indexing and what is mean by H indexing, everything, and how to check whether you got indexed in Scopus or at least a minimum of Google Scholar indexing. So this chart shows the difference of WS and Scopus. So most of the part covered with science articles. Science means definitely mathematics allied with the science. We cannot separate it. And social sciences, minimal amount. Arts and humanity, again some 9% of it from in WOS. As well in the same, science occupies a major part in the Scopus, and the other divisions of social sciences is very less, and biological, environmental 13, and the physical sciences. So it is just a simple comparison. It may be extended, maybe till date 1 or 2 percentages has gone up or down. So just I'm showing the comparison. So in Web of Science, now it not only covers the journals and articles, it also covers books, patents into the all three categories: SCI, SSCI, and ANHCI. All electronic backups it has got. Only thing is, I said before, it is very much biased to language. So we should give proper citation, and unless or otherwise you give an open access, it is not that easy to download the articles in this Web of Science. So general search we can get, like, so whether our article is available in this database or not, we can just check. If our article is not going to get available anywhere, then there is no use. What I was saying is, at least it should be available in Google Scholar. Otherwise, no use of publishing our article. So Why means because mostly authors use Google Scholar Scopus. So mostly access to database is from the international standards. All these three are from international standards. So next to WOS, we go with the Scopus. So from the small publishers to the higher level publishers, Scopus gives indexing. It depends upon the standard and nature of the work. Scopus gives uh, the publishers open access control, and some of the journals get indexed in the Scopus also, and it gives period from this year to this year. Maximum it gives retention period of 3 to 4 years. So once a journal has got removed, the Scopus will also give intimation for us for the author's purpose. It gives intimation that particular journal has got removed from the Scopus. So we should be very careful before publishing our article. We have to do all this research, and we have to decide which journal we are going to publish our article. Maybe you can publish it this month, and the very next month the journal could be removed from the database. That is not a problem. On date of publishing, we must check whether that journal is in Scopus or not. So we can just take a photocopy and we can create a proof for it, because after 4 years or 5 years, we can't give assurance for that journal. But it is not a mistake of our side. It is not mistake from the our side. So it is from the journal side. So even though it has been removed from the databases, there is a possibility to increase our citation. That I will tell you later. It has got more different titles in Scopus, especially multidisciplinary. It just publishes open access journals, conference proceedings, web contents, patents, other repositories, everything. So unique titles, if you want to segregate, this is an odd number actually, odd 15,100 numbers with 5,900 life sites, chemistry, physical engineering with around 4,500, biological, agricultural, environment 2,500, and social sciences, psychology, economics with 2,700. So how we are going to check is, it is not a great wonder or a huge process. We have to give the first name and last name properly, and automatically you can go for a search. You can track the citation. So it will also show in Scopus how many documents of yours is there in the database, the first field, and as the next field it will show the citation also. If you have citation, it will show as 1, 2 like that. If you don't have any citation, it will show as 0. So which database is going to give better coverage when compared to all these two is Google Scholar, of course. So multidisciplinary, one word you can cover. It's a great coverage scope, yes. Whether it has got scope when compared to Scopus and WS, less scope. But minimum, we should get indexed in Google Scholar. It is minimum. If we have all three, WS, Scopus, Google Scholar, it's well and good. It's very, very good that if you get indexed in all these three. Then how to check the impact? So now let us see how we will analyze it. We have seen what are the different types of databases, why citation is needed, all the introduction things. So analysis, how we have to make, how we will measure and track our impact, and how we will project it. So based on that, how we can build our profile and how to boost the citation. So 3-level impacts we can take, like that article level, you can check through article, you can give journal name, author name, everything you can give and you can check. So for example, we can go with the author Norton with the initials, followed first name, okay, followed by the initials and the year, journal article name and journal name with volume, issue and the page number. So this is showing the Web of Science search index page. So in the search author, you have to decide whether it is author or article. Search the author choice in the list box and type the author name, and in the title type the article name. So it is going to come out with the one particular selection. You can see down with the journal name, and simultaneously at the right hand side you can see the citation also. We are not doing any part of mathematical calculation here. So automatically the citation is being calculated for this Norton CJ author for this particular title and the journal. So it is giving its own citation, Web of Science. In Scopus, it is going to give its own citation. I'll show you. And it is also showing the overall impact of that particular article, or you can take WS for that author. So how that from 2011 to 2015, so if suppose it is 40, it is giving average citation per year is 2.50. Can find it. So can find the average citation per year also. So one result based on this author Norton and the title, it will just give an alert saying that one result found. So this is how you have to check whether your paper is available in WOS or not. And in Google, for example, see, no need to search at all. Just give your name and you just type the title in the Google Scholar search engine. You can very well see in this pattern, cited by one, cited by even thousands. Yes, it will happen. So you need to project your article in such a way that we can get more citations. So this is how you have to report your article. Means you can just whenever you just give us a presentation or present your work or anything, definitely you should try to include your citation and source also. So the source has to be indicated to show the citations in which database, either WOS or Google Scholar or Scopus. So main metrics calculated for this is actually journal-wise impact. For till now, author level. So this is how we are going to project your work. So in journal level impact, this journal impact factor JCR is very important, and SysMago, that is Essay Journal Ranking, Scopus SNP, and H5, that is Google Scholar gives H5 and I10 H. So that is H5 and H10 is given by Google Scholar. So here, so we just want to see the impact factor. Means what? First, what is meant by impact factor? So average number of times articles from the journal will be published in the past 2 years. That is, you are taking a maximum of 2 years. So if you want, you can increase the number. That is not a matter. But how, within the 2 years or 3 years, how many times the journal has published, how many number of articles, all that. So based on that, the journal will have the impact factor. So it is, if it is going to give a long gap between 2 to 3 years, so there won't be any impact factor to the journal. So now, for example, Journal of Human Evaluation. If we want to check the journal citation report JCR for the Journal of Human Evolution, showing in the search item. So once we give the name, so automatically we will get the journal impact factor with average of 3.867. So till which year we have given, for example, 2013, we want to check, it is giving 3.867 as the impact factor. So the journal published, which is in the, maybe in the past 5 years, see the 5 years impact factor. So that will be different. But past 2 years, there may be less number when compared to 5 years. So based on the number of years, we have to calculate this JCR report. So now we need a current impact factor with 2013, 3.867. So here the calculation is given as we are in the requirement of 2013. So we have to give the sites to the recent items. For example, 2012 to 11, you can just past 2 years sum we can take and we can divide it by the total sum of all the 3 years, and we can get the impact factor. So actually this is not our work. This is that particular database will calculate the impact factor of the journal. We don't want to calculate all this, but we have to check once we are ready to publish our work. We have to check the journal ranking. Something will be shown in the journal web page, journal home page. The journal ranking will be given. You have to check whether you have how many that is impact factor. You first of all you have impact factor or not, or if this is a totally new journal, or it is having more impact factor. Mostly we will go with the impact factor journal and see the sample journal has got rank 3 also in the category. It has got 3. So totally 82 journals are there in this category, out of which it is getting third rank out of the human evolution category. Sorry, anthropology. So likewise, we can get the journal ranking, and based on that, we can go for publishing our work. So in SJR also, you can just type the area, in which area you want to publish, arts and humanities. So it is going to give the full database with the SJR value, SCI institution ranking. For some of the journal, it will show this SCI institution ranking also. I will show you in the demo. So for a sample, I will show. You will understand. So it just lists all the highest will be listed like this, Q1, Q2, like it is just showing the first rank, second rank, like that. Ranking based on the highest ranking, it will be sorted. So it is a prestigious rank, a scientific influence of the journals, and it is very important also. In otherwise, in Google citation, I'll show you in the matrices. So we can find the importance of that, not the journal or the author level. So with the H5 indexing of 15, so we say H5 I10 index, etc., everything we say, no. So we have heard of like that. So what is that H5, HI10? That mostly from the Google. So H5 means 15. The journal has published 15 articles. This is for the journal especially in the last 5 years, and it has 15 or more citation each. So that is the meaning for H5. And from that we can find out the median value also for a publication, whichever journals make up for H5 index. For article journal level, we have H index and HI10. So then what is H index? Actually, it is found by how many number of times we are getting. That is H index of 30. Author has published 30 articles that has been cited 30 times or more. So in simple term, for author level impact, H index of 30 gives, it means that you published 30 articles with 30 citation index. At least once, one time citation you get. So the H index value will be 30. So you publish 30 or 40 and not getting even a single citation, no, it will be 0. So who found it? Just I want to show this face. This author, George E. Hirish, found the H index with his first letter of his name, Hirish. And there is a comparison between the researchers A and B. Just now I said that my first one is highly cited papers. We have number of citation very less. But publishing of article is more, but not getting more citation, then our impact will go down. So to get more impact, we must get more number of citation. So the researcher B has got highly cited papers, so his impact will be higher when compared to the researcher A. So researchers B H index will be higher, definitely. Even though you publish more papers, we must get at least single citation. Then only we can increase our H index. So it relies on the citation, not on the journals. So how to find the H index now? So we understood what are the databases, I hope so, and how to find the H index, that is a minimal. And I'll tell you how to see H10, HI10 index. So here, as usual, give the author name, and you can select from the indexes as H index. So directly it will list the H index value. These are the H index value, actually 58 like that. So Google will show in a different order that I will show you, and Scopus also. Scopus will also show in the nearby value of that author. So this is a total reporting H index of the sample range from 2000 to 2014. So 11 times that 11 articles may be indexed, or an average has been calculated. Then what is I10 index is number of publications with at least 10 citation. A particular work should get 10 citation and more, at least 10. Then only you will get I10 value as 1. And it is mainly measured by Google Scholar. So it is very advantage and it is a very straightforward method. So 10 times if you get indexing, so directly you can have one value of I10. So it is produced, it is just found by Google actually. It is absent in Scopus and WOS. So through citations, I'll show you how to get into it. This Google Scholar citation, so it gives direct citation by showing with the author name itself. So I'll show in the demo. See, in Google Scholar, so directly it will show the H-index value. It is showing as 21, means so all together from 2009. Since 2009 is separate, so from 2006, this particular author, Narjis Bob, so some sample random I have taken, but I'll show in the demo also. So 21 citations she has got. Means that 21 papers she has published. You can see the title also, 1 to 20. So you can understand totally 21 publications. So each she has got one citation. You can understand like that. And how many citations or the particular paper has got 10 at least, 10 and above. See? So that value, so more than 10, you will get one value added, because see the citation 761. So every 10 times it will increase one index value. So this is the advantage of Google Scholar. So number of publications with at least 10 citations. So you may ask only 21 H index, it can be more also. But having single citation, how many articles has got at least one? So if you got at least one, then only it will be showing in the H index. So to add your work, add your profile in the Google Scholar. So you have to add your name. So this is how you have to add your name, the university affiliation, your verification ID, and the area of interest. So you have to register your affiliation. For example, in Hindustan College of Arts and Science, you have to come under that domain. Then only your institution also will gain out of that impact factor. So if you are showing somewhere outside affiliation, then it is not easy for the institution to use your impact level. So then only even vice versa, institution can also get the impact from the author side. So this is also another sample. So only one indexing, because you can see that many titles are here, but one particular paper has got 16 citation. That is more than 10 also. So one I10 value and one H index, because only one article has got indexed. So this is just to show the sample profile. So how to add the articles manually? In the Google itself, it will be asking add article manually. You can select that. So what are the different options you have is, you can add journal, you can add conferences, chapters, books, thesis, anything you can add, but give the proper issue number, date, everything. If you give properly, only the Google can add the citation in future. So like this, author name, from which journal or book or anything, page number, everything has to be edited properly. So you have to, in other choices, you can also export from the domain. You can also export that particular article. So that is also possible. So how to build our profile? I'll show the ResearchGate, for example. So ResearchGate, for example, and Mendeley also, you can work with, and academia.edu, that also very well you are getting a citation. So once you publish, you have to get the article as an open access. Then you can go with the, you can just upload it in the ResearchGate or Mendeley or other databases. And through that, the researchers are waiting for the articles for the research. So then only we can get the indexing. Otherwise, keeping safe or hidden into the database, it is not that easy to get the get citation. So this is a sample ResearchGate. So how this ResearchGate is useful is, you have to create. So this is the http.researchgate.net. You can get into that. Most of them will be there already. You create a profile over there. So frequently you have to add the article. Maybe in the beginning we will add and we will just sleep over for some time. That is not the case. If we want to be very active into the research, so after every article publishing, so we should get that open access authority and we have to upload it in the ResearchGate. So most of the citation, mainly I have experienced from the ResearchGate. So you can try this. Now I will show you directly from the web how to check your analysis. So first you can check whether you have an account in the ResearchGate. So that is very, very important to create an account in the ResearchGate. So to increase your citation. So this is a basic one and it is easy also. In all the databases you can just find it. But as I say, when frequent usage, I'm saying frequent usage, we go with ResearchGate. See, it for the full text PDF also. If they are not publishing offline, so it is free. That is the main thing. So for sample, I'll show mine. So I got my login successfully then with the notification. See, as usual, home page we will be having for our login, and it will just show here as a profile. We can have if you want, you can upload your profile picture, invite other notification. See, you can see your statistics here. That is frequent uploading of the article and how many citations you had. So far, if I don't have any citation, at least you can check the reads, the number of reads we had. So full text, how many I have grouped into it. See, 42 reads until the next. It is just showing the increase of our impact analysis also. So where you have to find the our profile, just click on it. So we will get our profile. If you want, we can upload. Otherwise, no use. As usual, we can just keep it into the private one. And citations, see, it is showing just sample from this research gate. I've got 7 and 258 reads and 1 recommendations. So totally 7 citations I got through this ResearchGate only. See how much it is advantageous then. So it is my request. So through this we can, and also you can check the following people, our followers. We can get more papers from the researchers, our co-authors. Even our co-authors could get benefited. See, request full text available as well. It will be showing that full text available. If we don't, it is not available, and the authors will request for. Likewise, we have to upload our articles like this. So then only we can get the citation. See, add update. So it is going to be a project, you have to add an update. Or if you want to publish another research work, again, you can go for the edit and you can publish it. Means you can update it. And now I will show Scopus, how to check citation from the Scopus and the Google Scholar. So enter into that website. Sometimes WS may ask for the paid login, whereas for author search to find out our paper, we can go directly to this ResearchGate and Scopus wherever we find it for free. So it will be showing like this as author search in the menu. No need to sign in for this. So directly we can go for the author search, but the only thing is it will show from the record 1 to 20 articles. So further, if you want to check, there may be some clumsiness here, but we should give proper last name and first name as I'm giving my, let me check for mine. Just I'm giving my name and initial now. Let me check how much I'm going to get. So all possible results will be coming. So from there we have to select. So for example, I'm showing. So with actually these are all different names. With I just want to show how you can see your H index. Author name will be listed. Number of documents totally in the Scopus. So we can also check total number of documents in the Scopus. So 33. For example, this fellow has got 33 documents and see the H index 10. And we will come down. I don't worry to show this because even getting single paper or say two papers getting indexed in the Scopus, it is good only. At least one is more good. So for example, mine, and now this last from actually I'm experienced from Ramakrishna College actually, but I have given address as Ramakrishna. So 4 documents out of it, for one particular document, is H index is shown as 1. At least one document has got indexing. So this is the meaning. So we no need to do any analysis in case of Scopus. And if you go, sometimes if you go for second page, we may not, the processing will be slow. That is the advantage or disadvantage both in Scopus. So this is how you have to check in Scopus. And in Google Scholar, I'll show you Google Scholar how to check. First, you have to create your profile. Already you might have had your profile, but how to do the updation as per the institution. So you have to type my citations. So it will be asking direct sign in. You must go to the sign in. Maybe our profile will be private or public. That is not a matter. So you should go with the sign in procedures. So then only we can have a private updation profile, articles, settings. So everything will be shown in this with this profile, library, metrics. As a sample, I am just showing it. That's it. So how many articles have been cited? So the minimum value has been shown. So profile, how to prepare a profile. So you must go to the my profile. For actually for a sample I'm showing. If you want to make any editing process, you can go here. So you want to make any changes, I'm not doing anything because it is in the repository. So if I make any changes, then it gets affected to the institution also. So you should be very careful about it. So if you want to update articles, that option is available. Add affiliation, see, and so metrics separately we can have. For updation, we can go here for update articles. See, So current automatically update. I'm just updating this. Don't automatically update my profile. This is what I have given. Or if I can give automatically update the list of articles into my and update settings. So you can change it randomly. So you can use this or this. Why means why we are going for don't automatically update is sometimes it may not be our article. So once it sees our name, so there may be a misunderstanding and directly that article will be posted. So that problem may arise. So in order to avoid that, we go with don't automatically update my profile. Otherwise, we can go with automatic update also. So it is up to us to check and review. So this is a general review of the application. So if you want to add any co-authors, you can go. And how to add manually. See, add article groups, add article manually. This I showed in the slide. So if it is not available, so automatically if you want to add, see, first I'll show that. So it will just show this add article group, select group of articles that we have written. So we should be very careful that whether it is our paper or not. See, I haven't added this, so I'm doing just for a sample. And you must check whether some more has to be added. So already it is added. It will be showing automatically with your name. But with the articles, you should confirm it whether you have it or not. It is yours or not. We should not check with the others. We should not checklist the other authors, maybe because of the name misconfusion or anything. So we can completely check wherever we find that pattern match. So if it is total 10 articles, it will show all the 10 articles which is referred to our article. So likewise, we can give next, and we can check whether we have some more left articles are available or not. So you check like this. So if once you are clear that only one article available, then click OK. That's all. So there is some change here. I found there is a change. Because just now I updated, I saw that one citation is added. And now next option we will see. So with this, articles also we can add. Okay. Those are nothing but the group of articles which are not added or left over. So here these are some of the papers of mine. So let me check any leftover papers are available or not. Means that article. Before you do, you must check whether it is from our article name. See, it has been faded. By means it is already added into it. So like this also you can check. So for this only I said at least a minimum citation we must get in the Google Scholar. So once this is whose responsibility is journal's responsibility. For example, you publish in some journal here. International Journal of Computer Sciences I have done. For example, I am saying that particular journal should have that papers in the Google Scholar. So that particular journal should index our paper in the Google Scholar. Then only we can get papers like this. So automatically it will be showing our papers. So no need to go for the manual work. So when we will go for manual workers, when our paper is not even available in the Google Scholar. So while doing publication, so we can be very careful. At least if we get Google Scholar, so very well we can get citations in a proper way. And it's very easy for us to track our articles also like this. So once you give your name, so until it gives next, okay. So related to our name and the article, our area, it will be showing all this. So no more articles, you can come out. And next is So you can just type the title here. So any title, whichever title you have, you can type. So simply I'm just giving some title, analysis on so you can type the author name like this as specified, first author, second author like that, publication date, journal name completely like journal of. So that should not be any misspelling of journal. So it is not that easy to track by the Google Scholar. So we should give proper journal complete name, volume, issue, pages and the publishers. So for conference, see there will be different option because a conference name and volume issues. If it is a book chapter, see it will be asking the book name, volume and the publishers and the direct book. And if it is thesis, see author name and the institution. If it is up to you whether to have this thesis online or not. If you want, we can have it. Otherwise, and pattern also, pattern number. We can just say the name of the pattern, not an explanation, theory of the pattern. All other anything could be added.